Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all right,
video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
How's that? Is that better?
It's much better.
Okay, excellent. All right. Definitely a hot mess today.
It's okay. I mean, that's my fault too, because we started late. I didn't. If I had my phone, I text you this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, if he wants to do it like 2:30, 3 o'clock
Yeah.
my time,
Yeah.
as long as I don't interrupt dinner. I could do it.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
checked the phone an hour later. Well, we got to go to my mom's.
I see. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Well, we had homemade lasagna, so I'm sorry, but I
Oh,
couldn't give a shit
no.
about the podcast at that point.
No, you don't.
It's not gonna happen.
Homemade lasagna, some biscotti maybe.
Oh, it was all good in the hood, man.
Yeah.
All
Right.
good in the hood.
Dude, how the hell are you?
I'm doing good.
I get to hang out with you for like half a week, and then it's kind of weird not seeing you all the time now.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy shit, man.
What's going? So you made a trip to Anaheim, right? Did you go?
Yeah, what happened in the end? You know what? I don't know how they're going to manage. I don't know how anybody's going to manage all these cancellations,
Yeah.
right? So if you look
Yeah.
at it, South by Southwest cancels. That's a
Yeah.
500,000 people. That's massive,
huge.
right?
It's massive.
And they're slowly
Yeah.
probably falling apart at a rapid rate.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking last Friday, not the one that just passed, the one prior, that, okay, they should cancel the show if they're going to cancel it.
Yeah.
Show starts really Wednesday,
Yeah.
but Tuesday's set up, so it's a Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday show,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
And then I remember, fuck, it's Wednesday to Friday. My
Yeah.
ticket, I'm coming home late Saturday night. So
Yeah.
Monday morning, I think, okay, I'm going to phone WestJet because there's no cancellation.
Yeah.
Monday morning.
Yeah.
Right. No cancellation. I phone WestJet, pay my $110 to do a change. I brought it to Saturday morning early because the Friday night was too expensive.
Yeah.
Get till 4:30 in the afternoon Monday, they cancel it. I'm thinking, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, seriously, this is when you cancel? Right? Now, vendors who are still going set up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine, most vendors are probably heading down the Monday.
Yeah.
So all of our team, like for Orion, like for Paul,
They're already there.
they're already there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if
So
you're going east to west coast, you're already there.
you're already there.
You can't take
and
that
even on the
chance,
West
right?
Coast,
So, yeah.
we're all ready to go because I think London probably save on pharmacy. Like, because it's the same trip, it's the same people
Yeah.
every year, but we're all going to be on this flight Tuesday morning, right? So I get home Monday night about 5. Show's been canceled. I walk in, and he goes, "Why are you so happy?" I said, "Well, I think I'm actually going to stay home. The show's canceled. I'm sure WestJet will be kind enough to, credit, whatever. We'll figure it out, right?"
Yeah.
10 minutes later, God bless him, Richard calls. We're already down here. The flight's already paid. The place is already Airbnb. Like, we already booked it. Why don't you just come down for a couple of days? We'll do meetings down here. And I'm thinking, shit. That makes sense. I don't want to do it,
But it's
but it
shitty.
makes total sense,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You might as well because you're already there.
Yeah.
Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning, I go to the airport on a full WestJet flight. That's 17 people, 18 people. There's no
Wow.
people. It would have been canceled.
Really?
Well, all the buyers that were going to go down from BC, why go?
Yeah.
Right?
So Kenny's talking about Natural
Expo
Expo West in
Yeah.
Anaheim. This is like the week after Global Pet, right?
So and this is a big show. This is like 90,000 people.
Yeah.
This is a big trade show.
Yeah.
Like,
and-
Global
and
Pet's
it's
big.
coronavirus.
This is
right?
like
So-
massive.
Yep.
This is huge, right?
Yeah.
But to leave, man, honestly, I don't know how they're going to manage this one, because I tell you the truth, if I was a small business owner, like I do it this way, like I really feel for these people. most of these small business people who are either going to the show as buyers or looking for things, or they're a small company, this is their one kick of the cat. This is like Christmas for them.
Yeah.
Like they actually get a lot of shit done. I mean, lots of brands, small ones, launch at this show. Right. So it's to me, like this is in the grand scheme of life, but this is catastrophic for a select group of people. Like for this particular group, this is a big one.
I think it's catastrophic for more people than we think. I mean,
I think if not hotels, Uber, cabs, restaurants, go down that side, it's a mess.
I mean, like maybe not catastrophic, but it'll hurt a lot, right? Like if you're
do what's her name, Einstein.
Yeah.
Put her in our industry.
Yeah.
This is the show.
Yeah. And you've sunk 10 grand,
or whatever,
right?
into it,
like so,
ready
this
to go.
It's not a very expensive show. So you're spending $5,000 on a booth. You're spending another $1,000 on travel. You're spending another $1,000 on hotels if you're lucky.
Oh, easy hotels there are double what they are in Orlando.
Yeah, so you're at $7,000. You know, if you calculate
$10,000 by the time you're done.
You know,
$10,000.
You calculate samples and all that kind of stuff, and like
taking someone out for dinner, maybe a buyer, you get lucky, whatever.
Yeah. All the stuff that you might send that catches people's attention, things like that, all of that, right? Like you're at $10,000. But you think anyone who's living, I mean, you know, month to month, let alone someone who might have a float of, let's say 3 months, and that's $10,000, like right there.
That's a lot of coin.
You know, it's a lot of coin.
That's a lot of coin.
You know, you don't get any of it back now.
No, I mean, well, now
what the hell, right? Like,
in April, I guess they'll announce a postponement. Well, when are you going to postpone it? So let's say they postpone it to July, right? What are you going to do with Expo East, which is already slowly dying?
But you also don't know.
And where?
Well, Expo East might actually save it, right? Because Expo East is like September or October,
right? And
so for this year, you're right. It might just prolong it another year because it'll be bigger than last year,
unless they add this show back in the summer.
Correct.
And now you're going to have, so you're going to go to Expo West and then go to Expo East?
No.
At that point, if you're an Expo East person, because honestly, I doubt they're going to be able to book it. So maybe they have to go to Vegas, or maybe it's Denver. I don't care where they go. I don't know what they're going to do. But, you know, you really start to, I don't know how they're going to do it. That to me is a logistical nightmare. There's so many people involved in this one.
There's, you know, and then the other industries that are involved. I mean, you know, what we don't see, but is really competitive is trade show scene, right? It's 90,000 people. Anaheim's had the show for, you know, God knows how long.
Oh, shit, I've been going for 21 years.
But you've got other cities like Vegas and Denver. Denver's coming on hard for conferences, right? Like, you know, that could lure this away. And now what? Now you got a problem, right? Like now you got now the city of Anaheim has a problem. The hotels, the Ubers, all the stuff you're getting into, right? Like it's a
big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's 4 or 5 days, and it pumps a shitload of money into that economy.
Yeah, it's scary.
I mean, look what South by Southwest is going to do to Austin.
Yeah, 500,000 people. That's
a boatload of money, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's got to be well into hundreds of millions of dollars worth of residual
and what
revenues for the city.
And then what do you do, like the Airbnbs and all those folks that are right now, you know, got bookings that are now being canceled? You know, what do you do in this? Like it's one thing for, you know, like, so it's one thing for WestJet or Air Canada or American Airlines or one of these guys to refund your money, right? Like they've got a float. But if you're Airbnb and you got
which is a small business owner,
right? Like it's like you or me, right? Like that's
Buddy,
like
that's up, man.
That's a couple of grand. That what are you doing? Are you refunding that?
Well, if they prepaid, what choice do you have?
Well, I mean, no, but I mean, technically, under the Airbnb rules, you don't refund anything, right? It's
no, you can get refunds up to certain times. You can cancel with no penalty.
Yeah. Well, assuming that that's in the rules, right? Assuming that's, you know, but that's whatever you agree to. So if you agree to prepay the whole thing, somebody's out.
Well, for sure.
you know.
For sure. And what most people are going to do with what do most people do with the money they get it? Probably already bought a holiday, put it into a car, a
Yeah.
television. I don't care what
Or
you do with your money. It's
you
your
paid
money,
down debt or whatever you
right?
did with it. Like, yeah.
So I
Oh,
I
hoy,
was then you start
hoy,
to worry
hoy.
about the small business that we talk about a lot is, if you're like, for example, like NRC's flying right now, right? Obviously. I mean, a good virus, I hate to say this, but I came from this side of the world of, I was an
Yeah.
OTC vitamin buyer, and I hate to tell you, but guess what? We actually, you needed good cough and cold seasons. I mean, you didn't want people dying, obviously, but you wanted good cough and cold seasons because it was, people are going to be buying your stuff. So we're benefiting from this in many ways, but like, how are stores managing? People are freaked out to go to grocery shopping. You think, come on, guys, there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
There's something going on. I'm not trying to Elon Musk it and make it into a zero, because it's not a zero. You got to be cautious, and you don't want to get people sick and all this. I get it.
Yeah.
But people are pretty much getting to the point where they don't seem to want to do anything.
Yeah.
How's that going to impact our small business folks?
Huge.
Right?
So huge. 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 Yeah.
And there's an opportunity here. Like, if you're a small business, or like the pet people we talk to, and you do have, you want to keep your pets healthy, like, there is a play in this, right? If you're a natural health store, sell more vitamins. You have immune products. You've got stuff that won't cure corona, and it's not going to, it's a derivative, I guess, it's a common cold virus. I mean, so we've never had a cure for that anyway.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like, it's that type of idea.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
But immune boosting is a big thing, right? Like, that's what you're supposed to do right now, is try and keep yourself healthy, right? So
exactly. So these products lend really well, but if people are freaking out to go shopping, and all they're shopping for is toilet paper, which I'm just baffled by that concept. I don't know what the hell you're hoarding toilet paper for. People. Sorry. If you're going to go shopping, go buy canned food.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do toilet paper?
Make sure you can eat for 3 weeks, right? Like,
Really?
Make sure you can eat for 3 weeks, right? Like,
but toilet paper is the showstopper for you. Like, we were kids, and we were having dinner with my mom and dad. Even my mom and dad were laughing.
But I think I think there's some, I mean, that moment is so weird, right? It's a mob mentality moment. You think of all the times that Black Friday has come around. Like, there's a video like that for every Black Friday, right? I think there was one year it was dish soap, and it just happened to be on sale, but it wasn't that much on sale. It just happened to be about $1 off, and then one person started grabbing bottles, and then everyone panicked, right? Because they thought, well, they're grabbing bottles.
Well, shit, they must know something that I don't know.
Yeah. So I want to grab, and then next thing you know, there's a run on soap, and you're kind of going, guys, like,
really,
it's a mob thing, right? Like, it's like like lemmings.
But use your head,
like,
right? You're quarantined for 2 weeks, you and Kathy and the kids.
Yeah.
Toilet paper is important, no doubt.
Yeah.
But unless we lose power and water, you can use a shirt for Christ's sakes. Just wash it. I mean, it's not. But what are you going to do when you run out of beans? You can eat the toilet paper?
Don't know.
You're not going to eat the dish soap?
Yeah, no.
Like,
that's been our worry.
It's true.
Yeah, that's been our worry. Our worry has been some canned goods, right? And then making sure you got the right ones, so we got some veggies, we got some meat, we got rice. Anyway.
Like, if this doesn't go anywhere, like, if I bought 2 cases of chickpeas, it's not a big deal. We're going to use chickpeas. I could go buy a case of pasta. Really? Yeah. Not a crisis. 10 cases of tomatoes. Of pasta.
That's like a day of.
Well, in our house, it could be. I've seen you eat too. I know too. Apparently, you and I need probably liters upon liters of oil, because fried food is where we live.
Fried food is. Oh my god!
Right, but do you know what I mean? Like, I just. So I'm even trying to think, like, again, you don't want to sound so opportunistic, but if you're a store owner right now, I know what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's not. I wouldn't necessarily be worried about the gouging. I don't. You don't have to. You don't have to go out and make money on people by raising prices. Yeah. But I tell you the truth, man, I'd have stacks of toilet paper at the front. I'd have water everywhere.
Yeah.
I would help people by that. Give them options on stacked canned goods that make sense. Like, help them think, because they're obviously not thinking.
So it's funny, because Kenny and I talked about this. We talked about this a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Because both of us, so Kenny's been an OTC buyer. I've been an OTC, or over the counter drugs buyer, and like cough, cold, flu season, when that stuff hits, man, you can't keep crap in stock. You're just like, you stock it, and it goes, right, like crazy.
Right.
And both of us were kind of like, these are, from a retailing perspective, these are special moments when you don't need to sell snake oil. So you don't need to say, because we Kathy and I were online today. We were on Amazon actually looking for a steamer, and there were people advertising, oh, help clean your stuff for coronavirus. And we were like, this is not necessary,
That's
right?
wrong.
Like, this is like false advertising, and it's wrong. You don't need to do that right now. Like, people know they've got to stay healthy. They've got to stock up on stuff. All you're trying to do is be knowledgeable and smart, and you're going to sell stuff.
Exactly.
Everybody's,
but why not help them buy the
there
right
right
stuff?
now. Yeah.
So if you're a grocer right now, or a health food store, if I'm a health food store right now, like, in all honesty, I would have my vitamin C's, my zincs,
oil of oregano.
I'd have my hand sanitizer. If you haven't used alcohol based, not so much in that side, but I would have immune boosting type of products. I would have them at the front. I would. I mean, if you're in that industry, you believe that these work, then support it. I wouldn't raise the retails. I wouldn't give it away, by the way. I wouldn't have it on sale.
No, I wouldn't have it on sale.
But I would definitely take this opportunity and run with it. And I'll tell you the truth. And if you're a small retailer right now, be in stock, man. This you don't get a second chance.
It's a really simple thing. It's a simple.
This is not a second chance. If you miss this sale, it's over. Unless this coronavirus drags out for 8 months, 6 months, a year, which we're all hoping to God it doesn't. I got a feeling we got another couple months of it, and hopefully as summer kicks around. And
once the warm weather kicks in, right? So
it's different, and hopefully that'll mitigate this. And thank God, thank God this didn't happen in China last August and hit us October, November. Now you got 5 or 6 months of inside to Canada. We're inside or in tight places for the next 5-6 months.
It'd be bad.
It'd
be worse. It'd be worse than it is now.
I think it would. I mean, again, you and I are.
We don't know. I mean,
what the hell do we know?
We're not health experts.
No, but I would just go based on the assumptions of that seems how it works, right? At least it's sort of at the tail end of winter, right? So hopefully that'll.
It's craziness. Man. But it is like, so if you think of like the really simple things, the hand sanitizer folks, whether it be Purell or One Step or any of these folks, they've sold out their year's worth of inventory. They've blown away their targets, and they've done it.
Oh my God, they're done.
Something like 3 weeks. Do you know what I mean?
Done.
So if you're a small retailer, there is volume to be had, and you don't need to snake oil it.
Nope.
You need to teach a little bit of knowledge. You need to calm people down a little, right?
And calm yourself down.
And calm yourself down. Stay in stock.
A few things. Don't go Looney Tunes. Pick, maybe if you're a health food store, don't pick all 50 vitamin C's.
No.
Pick 2 or 3 brands that one, you have supply. 2, you trust. 2, that they're the right products to sell your consumers, and just load up on them. That's it.
I mean,
don't go mental. Call it down.
NRC is like that. All of these guys that have electrolytes and things like that, they're all good for you, right? So it's they're
not cures. They're not going to stop you from getting anything. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. But hopefully, maybe to mitigate some of these symptoms or get you on track a little longer.
Well, but
or make it a little healthier during an unhealthy time.
You look at NRC and you think, if I get it, this is good for me anyway. It's
electrolytes,
right? It's going to keep me hydrated. It's going to keep me better.
I mean, if you're immunoproblemed, it's a problem. But for the most part, this is stuff that, if there's definitely a time you want to believe. It's definitely not going to hurt you. Definitely not going to hurt you.
Hopefully we haven't made you anxious. Because the corona stuff is definitely not something they joke about. It's no,
it's serious.
It's serious. It's pretty serious, right? Like lots of places
we are business people.
You got to think it through. That's all.
People out there.
You got to think it through. That's all.
This is your time. I mean, don't watch the terminology, but you take advantage of this time, but do it for the right reasons. Yes, you're going to get more sales, but do your part.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in the
Agree.
service industry. We're
Agree.
supposed to be helping people.
Yeah.
Then help
Now's
them.
the time. Now's the
Give them
time.
the stuff that they need.
Yeah.
Don't gouge.
Yeah.
But don't be embarrassed or ashamed by selling stuff.
Mm-mm.
This is,
Mm-mm.
this shit happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just really take, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You take advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And maybe by what you do, you'll actually make a lot more people less unhealthy and maybe a little bit more healthy.
This is actually, so Kenny and I spoke about experiential retail, and this is a moment where you don't quite call it experiential, but it certainly is knowledge based, reliable.
It's an experience. Again, we're watching the words because you don't want to be. You don't want to be. We're not trying to be insensitive.
No.
The fact that people are really having. There are people that are dying. There are people that are getting seriously ill.
Yeah.
But that doesn't negate the fact that as a store owner, that you have an obligation to hopefully be in stock of stuff that's not going to make people sick and make them better. Do your part.
Yeah.
Do your part.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool, man. Cool beans. Cool beans. What
know,
else is going on?
That's all everybody talks about these days. That's all everybody talks about.
But it is, I mean, to all this cancellation stuff and all this stuff going on, it's certainly a change in habits, right? Like Kathy and I were actually talking about it because both of us commute on public transit. We, we're not dummies. We've done the math, right? We've seen the trends, right? Where we live, there've been, 3 or 4 reported cases, or however they say that, right? And so, we're not dummies, right? We've looked at it and said, well, usually you go from 1 to 10, and then you go 10 to like 200 or 300, right? And a bunch of them have been on public transit, and so like for the next couple of weeks, we talked about it. We're probably going to drive to work together. I've got parking near me. We're
I
going to
don't
work
think
a
that's
modified
an unwise
schedule.
decision.
And
again, you're just trying to mitigate.
Yeah, just limit the amount of exposure, right? So yeah.
It's not that you're hiding inside. It's not that you're not going to work.
No.
But yeah, you might want to just, you might have tickets to that to the hockey game. Well, you know what?
Yeah, we've got tickets to a Raptors game.
To watch it on television for a little while longer.
Yeah, we've got tickets to a Raptors game, and then we were going to go for dinner, my daughter's birthday, and we thought, you know what? Maybe we'll just stay home. We'll figure out the tickets later, like whatever.
Dinner might be okay because it seems like people are avoiding restaurants. I don't understand that part.
Yeah.
Right. Or if you really want to go where all the knuckleheads aren't going, apparently go to Asian restaurants because for some reason, all you need to be is Chinese and people are freaking out.
Well,
the stupidity of that. I mean,
that's dumb, right? Because
people are struggling now, right?
That's dumb on a whole lot of levels, right? Because maybe in the beginning, there would be some validity in there somewhere. I don't think so.
Stretch on a good day.
Yeah, it's a stretch on a good day.
But I'll give it to
you. Now it's in 46 countries or 48 countries. So, you'd have to not go to Chinese or Iranian.
Well, you can't do Italian food.
Italian. Oh, all the Italian restaurants are out, including, Spaghetti Factory.
I'll say don't go
Olive Garden.
Don't go Olive Garden or whatever that funky things. Don't do that. Don't go there. That like Mario people, whoever the hell they are. Don't do that.
Good Lord, right?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. I feel for people right now because there's a lot of fear that I think it's okay to be cautious. I don't think it's smart to be scared.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should be stupid about it. I think you should think it through. And again, like, honestly, if you're, maybe a football game, it's not football now anyway, but a basketball game or a hockey game with 18, 19,000 people, I mean, maybe it isn't the smartest thing for the short term.
Yeah.
Odds are pretty slim.
Yeah.
But you've definitely increased the odds.
Yeah.
A bus, subway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. And and maybe you have to do that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But if there's ever an opportunity to work at home, if you have that flexibility, take it.
You should probably take it.
You should probably take it. I'll tell you what,
it's a good time.
You take it, what you do is you take some pressure off the system. Yeah. So now that there are people who have no choice, maybe they do get the half a meter on the bus or the train or whatever it is.
A little less crowded, a little less.
You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah, I agree.
There are people that have no choice.
Yeah.
And there are people that do. I think if you have a choice, you may want to exercise that choice.
Yeah, I
If
agree.
anything, you are helping other people
Yeah.
who don't have
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
luxury that you might have.
Yeah. I'm going to switch gears a little.
Go. I don't know how we got so deaf on that one, but anyway, let's follow.
No. I don't think. I just it'd be tone deaf not to talk about it, right? I mean, it's certainly something we're all worried about, right? Like everybody's thinking about it. Everyone's trying to. I think most people are trying to figure out how to stay normal and yet cautious at the same time.
Right.
So I think it's going to be this evolving thing, right? The gear I wanted to switch. I'm going to help a brand. I told them I would talk about it, but they asked me not to use their name on the podcast. But I'm about to help a brand with their digital strategy and their branding, but it's going to be difficult because the owner believes that they know how to run their digital campaigns and their marketing campaigns, but
so probably a little bit a little too confident on something that they probably aren't as experts in.
Very much so. Very much so. Wrong age group, wrong tone of voice.
So be
right?
like me trying to talk to a millennial. Takes about 3 or 4 words.
Yeah. Well, you or me, right? Yeah, like you or me, right? Trying to talk to a millennial and then knowing that. Sorry, millennials, I don't mean it this way, but like, writing proper grammar, grammatically correct sentences and expecting that you'll sound like a millennial, and writing prose almost in social media and then expecting that to be the right way to go. So interesting because the staff that they work with are pretty frustrated. There's some really talented folks there that can do the digital stuff and do it pretty well. And so I have a slightly different role this time because I've got to come in and try and convince the owner that they've got to let this go. Yeah, it's an interesting trend. I mean, it seems like 4 or 5 years ago, they seemed to feel the same way and then hired someone who runs their sales group now. But the salesperson managed to convince them, look, like you need to go do something else. Like you hired me to do sales. I know what I'm doing. You got to let me do it. And then, so they eventually did that and let go of it. And the sales have jumped 30, 40%, right?
Because you got a salesperson doing it.
Yeah. Cause you got the right person kind of structuring things and moving things along. So, on the marketing side, they've had these struggles. And so finally they finally called and said, listen, is there anything you can do to help us? Right. Because this is really frustrating. We think we're going to lose some people because of this. We are really struggling and we don't think this is right for the business at all, but they are the owner. What we want to do is just convince them that the right thing to do would be to let go. Right. Yeah. So interesting. Yes. I've known a few of these folks for a while. The owner and I have had a few conversations. I think they trust me, but I'll have to tread carefully.
I think you just got to be honest on this one. I really do. Yeah. I think if you're going to pussyfoot around it, I think you're going to.
No pussyfooting. But I think that of all the things, right? So marketing is probably the hardest place to do this. Like when you're in sales, it's easy to go, listen, like, here's what we're going to do, right? You run part of it. I'm going to run part of it. Let's look at the results, right? So I can track sales, I can track inbound, and then I can show you. So if I'm trending 30% higher than you, you should let me do it because I can show you the results. On the marketing side, I've got to be able to draw the same sort of things and start to draw some illustrations of here's how you would say it. Here's the way it's supposed to be said. Here's the difference, likes, clicks, but they're softer and fuzzier. So
when everybody, what it's like, Phil, everybody thinks that marketing is likes and clicks,
but it's not.
We're not understanding that's in Star's said that's the social aspect of marketing on that side, but that's not the marketing. That's not an overall marketing plan. This is one element of it. So you may understand or think you understand likes and clicks, and that's awesome, but that doesn't make a marketing department.
No.
Like a
you
good
don't.
Instagram account
Yeah.
doesn't make a marketing department.
No.
A good Instagram account is nice to have
Yep.
to augment your overall marketing plan,
Yep.
but it's not your
But it's not
marketing.
it. It's not
It's
it. You know,
a
like
small
if
component
there's
of
no
it.
conversions, there's no leads
What's
for
it-
sales to follow up on,
Then
then
what's the point?
what's it worth? Yeah.
I think I'm more like the way. So who does this talk to millennials? This product, like who's it?
Yeah.
So if it's talking to millennials, and these people are more our age, so they're definitely not millennials.
Yeah.
Like, so who's going to do your content? You have millennials on staff that also can write
Yeah.
content.
Who's
So, you know
just
what?
killing it.
Then maybe
Killing
what
it
you
on
do,
content. Yeah.
is have the owner.
Yeah.
Give them the examples. Here's 5 things I want you to do. Write 5.
Yeah.
Write 5 for me.
Well,
And you have the millennial write the same 5, and just show them. And honestly, because I hate to tell you, but there's a difference in. Buddy, we're tonight. The kids are watching all these stupid memes, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
No, not what you. The meme is whatever they were doing. They had these stupid videos. I didn't understand half of them, and the memes I understand even less.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supposed to look at who the account is because that's not relevant. I'm not supposed to ask who the people are because that's not relevant. I'm supposed to just read the stupid thing, and I read half of them. I don't know what the hell they're telling me. I don't understand it.
The meme
I'm telling kids, what's the context?
Yeah,
that's not what it's about.
It's not. Yeah. Because it's today's anecdote is what it is.
I understand that, but
yeah.
I in my world, I still need to understand. What I need a context. Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's not that I'm stupid. I mean, seriously, when they're on me, I'm thinking, maybe I'm stupid because I don't understand what the hell they're telling me.
No.
So maybe I do now. They show me, I just laugh.
Yeah.
And then I know I get the eye roll. You didn't understand any of this. No, but I can't say anything. Because
but you guys told me I'm not allowed to ask anything. So what do I do?
And
then,
I forgot
right?
today. So he hands me the phone. So this is what that was. He hands me the phone. My thumb must have moved. I moved it from Instagram to another app. I didn't even know how I did it. Right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. He did the okay, well, fine. I said, give me the phone back. So I'm looking, I'm reading the guy. Oh, this is who's this guy here? And I'm reading they're both bad. You don't have to read who it is. Read the meme.
Yeah.
I said, but the guys, the context, you guys. If it's from Phil, I know who Phil is. I want to see. That's why he's sharing. I said, if I get to know the person. Apparently, I don't know.
My boy does that. He shows up and he goes like this. He goes, Dad.
Yeah.
And you're like, first of all, back it up because I can't see anymore.
I can't see.
Second of all,
what are you showing me? So you got to show this woman is that basically they're in a different world.
Well, so here's so it's a bit comical. It's a bit funny because on Instagram they've got the millennials doing Instagram stories, right? Which is kind of this temporary thread of whatever you want, right? 24 hours and it goes away. And they're just killing it. They are killing it. Like, it is great. Like, I enjoy watching them. I watch them all the time. The owner doesn't even know what stories are. So they keep telling them to go and look at the stories. And
they don't know where to look.
Well, the owner says, yeah, I know. We've got to tell a story. And they're just like,
yeah,
but it's case in point, right? And so I said to them, I go, listen, I've got to do this, and I will, because this is what you're asking me to do. How much do you want me to unveil, right? Because right now you have some free reign in Instagram stories. They don't know you're doing it there.
Yeah, and if you start telling, you know what they're going to come up with?
Yeah, they're going to be like, whoa, you can't say that on there. You it should be written out properly. And so I said to them, like, you gotta be careful, right? Like, so I got it. Like, so it's this really interesting, tricky road.
I think you really need to go to the owner, and I would start with maybe the written, because it's a different age.
Yeah,
you got to just show them the difference in nuance, the writing.
Yeah,
and honestly, no matter what, we're picked out within seconds.
I started this template that kind of writes out their core values, and so on one side it's got, here's what the core values say, and then here's what it sounds like on social media. Right. Because like the words are important, right? But
absolutely.
But when you say them and how you say them varies context. And
totally.
So, I've started with that. So hopefully that'll help her see
likely
some of this, but yeah.
Not likely. Almost too soft.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to be more of a bull in a china shop on this one. I think you're going to have to I think you're going to have to be, I really do. I don't, you're going to have to be honest, like brutally honest, because it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, if this is a millennial type of product, I mean, the last thing you want to do is sort of alienate the group on online, which is where they are.
Yeah. It's going to be a problem. Anyway, right. so I didn't mean to pivot, but I did think it was interesting. I will keep the podcast updated, but I thought it was really interesting because it is, it's a tough conundrum, right? Because you've got sole proprietors who know their business, have run it for years by themselves, and now are starting to branch out, and it's tough, right? Because you gotta learn to let go of things. And this was one of those that I've almost got to knock them around to get them to let go of it, right?
I think it's the walkthrough, maybe even that part, during I think we did it a component in all three presentations, but we did it mostly on the one you and I did together, and I reiterated it when on my presentation at Global was sort of these things about this group of people, like especially within the pet industry. Well, if this product line's within that, then you can rip off from the Global.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at the pet industry and what they're buying and how they're buying it.
Yeah.
And if you're not talking the language in the right pockets, like, and it sounds like this owner is probably going to be like me, just knows enough to be really dangerous.
Yeah.
And you got to learn to listen. I mean, there's one thing you want to tell ownership, like, and I sort of appreciated that more out of this group at Global, is that they were asking a lot of questions, and you could almost see some of them thinking, you know what, maybe I should have someone else do this part in our business. If like, you could see the ones who all of a sudden that, wow, that's my consumer, and there might be a reason why I don't seem to be resonating with them the way I should. It was because you're not one of them.
Yeah.
Right. It's not that
they're really smart. They're really, really smart. Like, you pretend to be a millennial and they will know, right?
Yeah,
like, they will know, and then you're out of there, right? Like,
I just don't.
For some brands it works that you just go, look, I'm in my 40s and 50s, right? So I'm not you, but I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and then in a lot of cases they appreciate it and they know,
right?
And they'll jump in anyway because you're genuine about it, right? But there are places where it really does matter, right? Like, it matters that you are that age group, that it matters that you're in there, right? And in those moments, then you got to find someone who can just do the job for you, right? Who can say it normal,
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I would just do that. If the expertise is out there and it's not in your wheelhouse, again, you think it is the problem.
Yeah.
When you know it's not a big deal because you'll hire.
Yeah.
But if you think that's when you're dangerous.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Right?
It's a problem. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated.
It'll be Mark here's on something like that, because I think that's a conundrum a lot of small businesses have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're used to being Jane or Jack of all trades.
Well, I think startups have this problem, right? Like, startups and sole proprietors is like, this is where they fail, right? Is you kind of go from like, you can go from one person to like six, everybody owns something, right? But when you start growing, you got to let go. But the same people who started it might not be the right people to let it go, right? So,
well, I'll tell you, right, you know as well as I do, the people who started are typically the ones who are the right people to let go.
Mm-hmm.
But they are typically not the right people because they don't let go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're definitely the ones who should let go, because there's a certain place they can get these companies to.
Yeah.
And then they need to sit back and have experts do it. And if you want to sit back and learn and watch, I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because the passion and the drive is always going to be with you.
Yeah.
But don't confuse that with knowledge.
Yeah.
It's like, I think we said to somebody at the show, a good product does not make a business.
Yeah.
A good product is just a good product.
No, it's just a good idea, right?
Right. You still need all the pricing,
all the shit that comes with
how
it.
You're going to go to market, who you're going to talk to.
Yeah.
All that shit needs to be done. It's great. It's a good product, but so what? There's a lot of good products out
there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Man, what do you do?
It's interesting how that one plays out.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got, man.
Me too, buddy. I've got to go do some work, but
Yeah.
I feel a lot better the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot better.
I also wanted to tell you, I have made it all the way through that book, Play Bigger, that I talked about last time.
Yeah.
It is really good. It is not for everybody, but it is really good. It is, they look at all these folks who have kind of like turned businesses upside down or sideways, and created, almost a new category or category leadership out of something that, if had they followed the traditional, they'd be like number 2 or number 3 player in the marketplace,
or gone.
And it is, or farther, and it's pretty interesting. There's some really interesting. Yeah, it's probably only like, I want to say 200-ish pages.
It's a small book.
So it's a small book. I mean, I read it on Kindle, so I think my page count is all screwed up. But and then the font is not that small, so it's quite large. The commentary is a bit off color because I think the 4 guys who wrote the book are a bit off color. But it is a great book. Like, it
doesn't matter though. Like, is it just like off color, like honest off color, like just
No, I just think you need to know, because they call out some companies that they'll never work with again. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So they go, that was bullshit. Like stuff like that, right? Like that.
Kind of stuff we all like today, though.
Yeah, kind of ballsy, right? A little ballsy because of the way they talk. So. But otherwise, like, a really great read. I would recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to get through a couple of these ones first, and then I'm going to start doing that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't read much in the last 2 weeks because of travel.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get back.
Yeah.
Do the reading.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Man.
Getting sleepy.
Yeah.
And I'm only 9 o'clock. You're midnight.
I'm there.
Okay, go to bed.
I've got last thing. So I will keep you updated on these two. I met some folks that I think I'm going to work with. One has a really neat beauty product. I have to sign the NDA, so I won't talk about it because I need to. But they have a patent on a beauty product that I think changes the way that beauty product is marketed today.
Do they have are they new? Is it a startup or is it an existing?
Yeah, they're a startup. So she's a single sole proprietor.
How's she manufacturing and all that?
She's
a small scale.
It is small scale at the moment. She's got some scale that she can tap into, but I don't think she has any idea. I shouldn't say that. She has an idea of what it is and what it could do. She has no idea. I'm glad. I said to her, if you don't go with me, you need to find someone else who knows how to do this, but we need to go through. So the very first thing that I'm doing with her is going through her financial models. So I said to her, how do you want to sell it? She goes, I want to sell everywhere. I'm like, okay, that's great. Show me your costs, right? Like, so have me sign this NDA, show me your costs, because if you don't get this right, you're so effed. Like, it is not funny, to Kenny and my kind of point, earlier, but this is even bigger than that, right? Because she could play right in the Ultas, she could play, right in the Sephoras of the world, all
of the natural health product. Is it a typical FDM product?
It's a typical beauty product. It's actually a run of the mill beauty product that could.
Is it clean or is it just like?
It's what do you mean by clean?
Like not organic, not natural, like it's
nope, none of those things. She's just figured out how to make it smarter, how to make it more relevant every day.
Remember, because we know people on all those sides that know how to get to the right people or into a model.
I think it's going to be more like I think she's going to need that. My first thing, when she met me, she was like, I would like you to help me start selling this stuff, right? Because I've now got this up. And I said to her, whoa. Yeah, like, before we sell,
just relax.
Can we just take a week or so? And could I please look at your stuff? Like, I just want to make sure your costing is right. We
Right.
need to factor some of these guys in here. We need to think about this, right? And she was like, okay, but she literally has no idea what I'm talking about, right? So
Yeah.
I'm hoping when she sends me the models, I just send her back the NDA. I don't have a countersigned version, but once she does, and I start looking at her models, that she's got the right room that we need to kind of
Yeah.
make things happen. So very interesting. That one's very interesting as well. That should.
Well,
that
I've already
should-
got half a dozen names in my head, so
Yeah.
which should be okay then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Okay.
Awesome, dude. That's all I got.
Okay, buddy boy.
All right.
Go
You
get
take
some
care.
sleep. You look like you
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah, I need some sleep.
Go take a rest.
All right, take care, and then I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, bud.
Ciao, buddy.
Okay, ciao.
Ciao.
All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.